experience. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. Akhil Damodaran, Dr. Akhil is an experienced executive with 13 years of experience in telecom, IT, aviation, and education industry. Working as a cluster head, Emergent Cluster School of Business at the UPES Dehradun. He is also the founder and CEO of the Petroleum and also a member of the board Blockchain for Productivity Forum. He is also a regional mentor for Change Atal Tinkering Lab, Niti Aayog, and he has got a Clarity 40 under 40 in 2021. He has published his research in reputed journals from the Scopus to ABDC. He is a postgraduate, sir, please. He is a postgraduate in technology management from IIT Delhi, PhD in management from UPES, competition law from National Law University Delhi. Welcome Akhilji to the panel. Parimal Priyadarshini. Mr. Parimal, he has over a decade of expertise in aerospace R&D, food tech, ad tech, blockchain technology. So such a wide, diverse experience he has got. His previous position include establishing an aerospace R&D vertical for a large public sector business. Parimal has also been successful serial entrepreneur with business in the blockchain, food tech and ad tech. He graduated from the prestigious IIT Kharagpur. Mr. Nikhil. Nikhil Goyal is a co-founder. Beyond Imagination Technologies is the organization who is helping us in the blockchain-based certification also. He is CEO at SA Watercraft Private Limited. He is a believer in sustainable development through the use of the technology. Working on bit memoirs, all digital records and memories over blockchain. Beyond Imagination Technologies is creating an ecosystem for the simple conversion of the important documents and memories into the secure and the tamper-proof digital assets that will be saved on the blockchain for the rest of the one's life. Meant for all vertical from education, travel, sports, human resource and the events. Last but not the least, one of our very favorite speaker, he is Mallikarjun Karra. He is finishing PhD candidate at the Fritz Haber Institute of the Max Planck Society, Berlin. The theoretical study of the molecular rotation under the influence of the fields and or superfluid bath is the focus of his dissertation. He holds an MSc honors from the IIT Kharagpur. Recently, he has developed interest in the BSV blockchain for the reasons of the scalability and low transaction fee, and is a director and partner at Timeschain Labs at Mumbai along with the Rohan Saran. So, he has got a really amazing path, switching over from, that blockchain, anybody can enter into blockchain. It's not like only for the technology. So is one of the best example is the Mallikarjun. So platform is yours, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shim. Ladies and gentlemen, the Web3 is here. I mean, let's accept it. And while we are not converse to a single definition what's going to be, but the internet of tomorrow is going to be different from what we are experiencing as of now, and it has to do a lot with the blockchain, token economics. It has to do with the IoT, IPv6, and it is as a different word, whether we immerse into it like a metaverse or we use it as a platform and do something else. So what can be the best use? That's what we are going to discuss with this esteemed panel of the experts over here. So not wasting much time, because we have been cautioned about the time also. So going straight to the Professor Akhil Damodaran, my question with you, Professor Damodaran, is, it sounds like there are more hype around the Web3 than the real adoption. You are experienced in the public-private partnership model. What societal transformation should we expect from the widespread adoption of Web3 applications, please?
Okay. First of all, thank you for the opportunity, and seriously, being a last panel, most of the things has been already been discussed. So I'm just wondering what exactly I should say. But having said that, it's a nice question. The point is, okay, let me talk about Web3 from the academic point of view. I don't want to get into the industry. I know people know much better than we who are sitting here. So academically, there is no definition of Web3. It's just a basket of technologies which have quoted to be more decentralized, it advertised to be more decentralized, and a token-based economy. And the basket is called Web3. Okay, now, the question which Sir has asked here, that is it a hype or it's not a hype? To be very frank to you, the discussion in the academic world, it says that technically it is absolutely the marvelous thing is happening, but the way it has been advertised in the society is slightly real, but slightly in the hype side as well. I mean, in the sense, I was recently looking at an ad in which it was talked about blockchain, and it was so said that, you can measure, it was actually a blockchain product which was created to measure the tectonic shifts in the earth crust so that you can predict tsunami if it is coming or not. So the prediction was not happening because of blockchain, it was helping you to record it, a timestamp. The advertisement was, blockchain is going to save you from tsunami. I mean, the point is, you should understand what I'm trying to say. The normal consumer is only understanding the tagline, blockchain is going to save from tsunami. That's called a hype. I mean, the reason why we are not in the .com bubble today, I think the first presentation, if I'm not wrong, has said about the .com bubble and all those things. The reason we are not in the .com bubble today is because of the COVID. Otherwise, the money was too much flowing into something which is too good, no doubt, but something where, it was actually had no clue exactly what is happening, and the reason the bubble did not happen because of the COVID. The money got stringent from there. Okay. Now, let me come back to the shelf, whether, what is going to happen in the next coming years. Okay. So, to be very frank, in a nutshell, if I tell you, till now, even today, blockchain or any Web3 technologies doesn't have a universal success in terms of the grassroots application. That is not because of the technology. Technology has the application, but the companies are yet using it as a use case. They're still not into that level into it. But if you look at the venture world, they have already decided that things are happening in the gold trade, and that's exactly what is happening during the internet. So the first question, let me answer it I don't want to take much time. If it is 1992 and somebody asked us whether internet is going to be successful or is it a hype or not, this question was applicable in that time itself as well. The answer to this is exactly same. The Web3 is going to be successful in the grassroots level, but I assure you, it will not look and feel the way it is looking right now. For example, when the internet was created, it was told that it will be used for communication or transferring data from one place to another. 8 years after the invention of internet, nobody had a clue that the major role of internet will be social networking, which never thought of before, seriously. So what we are discussing till now is a technological, power of this particular technology. I have no doubt to that, but I still don't want to predict what will be the application of it. And I don't want, same goes to the industry as well, that you should keep your minds open, because there are a lot of application which is going to happen in this ecosystem. And when it comes to the public-private partnership part, the smart contract which everybody is talking about, that is the main thing is, we really, the academic will really feel that the day when the real legal contracts or any contract which are actually happening on ground from the legal framework, when they are converted into smart contracts completely and able to be executed and accepted by the ecosystem, which includes a court, I think that is where the real works. Otherwise, it will be parallel two different industries, and we are waiting for the government to say no one day. Okay, like what exactly happened with the cryptocurrency. Okay, so that is the main thing. So, as I said, right now, 20% is real genuine work, and rest is still a hype. So why I'm saying this is because the consumer need to realize that blockchain is not going to save you from tsunami. Right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Dr. Akhil, very candidly bringing out, calling a spade. It's a little hyped, and but practically also you said, and the smart contract. Now moving to my next panelist, Parimal. I will ask you, Parimal, can tell us about something NFT, and what is the real use case for the society and the business, and how do you get out of this? Again, I will say hyped or speculative trading of NFTs or JPEG. I mean, your thoughts. Just share because you are expert into these things.
Thank you, sir. Akhil did say that lots of things are being said. We are at the end of the day. And thank God, as people say that if you're the smartest people in the room, then you are in a wrong room. And thank God today I'm not in a wrong room in that way. So about the hype and all, I will give you a prime example. Jack Dorsey is the Twitter founder who coined another word called Web5. So let's not talk about that. His first tweet as an NFT was being sold for $2.5 million. And the person who bought it, he recently put it on auction. And the aim was to earn around $48 million out of that tweet. And $24 million were being given to the charity or something. And the amazing part was that he got 6 offers from $6 to $280. So that NFT bubble has been gone away. So all these monkeys and all that's being sold, there is no value of, the real value of NFT does not lie there. But the irony is that 60% cases still are into the digital artwork. So only 5% in NFT cases are for the utility way. The one industry that can be revolutionized with this NFT, in my view, is the whole ticketing industry. The whole ticketing industry will be based on NFT. Another thing, as people say that it's a hype or something when you ask this question, no. The problem is here, I will give a prime example that it comes with a decentralization, and the lobby that is sitting in California, they will never let it happen, the blockchain. California GDP is more than India GDP. California GDP is $3.5 trillion, and India GDP is around $2.64 trillion. So you can understand the people sitting in Valley, they will never allow something called blockchain to become a mainstream. So, okay, I do understand technology, but again, I come from a business perspective also. Blockchain will get a more value if people start solving the business problem rather than a technology problem. In that way, I think blockchain will get more legitimacy. And India is a land of opportunity, 1.4 billion people. Any technology get an adoption or legitimacy when India adopts that technology. And I'm hoping my number is by 2030, around another 8 years, I think blockchain will be the mainstream technology. At that time, we will not talk about maturity. At that time, we will talk about stability, that how blockchain become a more stable technology. Thank you.
Thank you, Parimal. Absolutely fine, and its best use is the ticketing and all. And as you rightly said, the scaling, the potential of India is 1.4 billion people. That's the massive. And when you scale any technology, for example, and as implementing FASTag and for highway sector, the scale was magnanimous, and it started in putting so much revenue to the government, which was absolutely never known. So obviously, the more people use, they will come to better use. And 2030, what you gave a window is absolutely fantastic to know. It's a good. Now I will be coming to Shri Nikhil Goyal ji. Mr. Goyal, at the end of this conference, we believe that everyone is going to receive participation certificate on blockchain built by your company. So could you please briefly describe what is the technology behind this, and in particular, what way you think this is going to help the business and the society in future?
Hi. Hi, thank you so much for this opportunity. Great panelists, great presentations throughout the day, great learning. I'm probably one of the non-techies who've entered this world, and you know, sitting amongst this great audience and the people who spoke, I have learned so much today. But I've been a businessman, I've been an entrepreneur. What I've understood about blockchain and Web3 and technology is sometimes you need an eye like mine as well, because you know, when you are too deep into technology, you're trying to solve too many problems, whereas the ground situation could be different. My approach to this new world is simplicity. when Google came, nobody asked us, how does Google run? When the internet started, nobody asked us, how does the internet run? We just got on to that, started searching for it. That's probably why the company that I've made is trying to address real world problems and not fun elements of the whims and fancies of the world. Talking about the certifications, it's probably our approach, our simple approach for the world, be it a class 1 student or be it the august audience here, to mature into Web3, to probably download a wallet and to get a certificate, and then sort of have the first step into Web3. 1. 2, there is a crazy ecosystem which is full of wrong duplicate papers. In the US, there is a 50% fudging issue with schools and colleges, degrees and certificates. Mr. Modi himself, our Prime Minister, has given out digital certificates in IIT Kanpur on blockchain. So the idea here is to build an ecosystem where what you say, you prove it through something, right? I mean, you go on LinkedIn, you find people with 20,000 followers who claim a lot of things, but when you speak to them, they don't really know what they're doing. So our idea as a company is probably to solve real world issues. 1, to keep it simple. I mean, very honestly, a lot of bouncers go on me as well when people are talking deep tech. But at the same time, I don't care. I just care about that Google space where I can go and search, right? So that's my idea of blockchain and Web3. Would love to make it simple and easily adoptable.
Thank you very much. I mean, that's the best use case when you start with a simplicity, user-friendly, and absolutely that's what Web3 actually means, focused and user-friendly. And your certification is one of the way you're going to tell us how to start adopting it and using. Coming to my next panelist, Sri Mallikarjun. Mallikarjun, we seem that you have two kinds of blockchain, public and the permission. Could you throw some light on the difference between the two and how one has to decide if is to opt for one?
Thank you, Akhilesh. Thank you for having me here. So yes, there's a big debate going on about public blockchains and private blockchains or permissioned blockchains, and the Indian government has is bending towards permissioned blockchains for the reasons that they would like their data to be kept private and so on, and so that government departments get to be nodes, right? I would like to give an analogy here to differentiate between these things. Let's say there is a vault of cash in front of me right here. It's good to imagine cash, right? And so there is nobody in this room except me and let's say just Parimal here. So if I have to tinker with this vault, it's just one person seeing me. So when he's dozing off, I can get some cash out, okay? And maybe put some fake cash in. Now let's say, so that is the traditional system of centralized data servers. So you have just one server, and if you hack it, it's gone. Now let's say we have a curtain here, and the crowd is cut off, and it's just the panelists, right? It's the same vault of cash, and it's just the 5 of us here. And this is a private permissioned blockchain. So there is a little more trust. So there are 5 people watching me, 4 people watching me, and I would have to bribe all of them or wait for all of them to fall asleep at the same time. So that's a little more difficult. Now there is no curtain. It's everybody here. I can't bribe everybody. I can't wait for everybody to fall asleep. That's a public blockchain. So it's really about what you want to use for your specific use case. And I think there is plenty of opportunity to coexist. And we don't know what technology will exist 50 years later. So we should work together, public, private blockchains. I represent the public side of the debate personally. Also because private permission blockchain can be built on top of a public blockchain. right? So the government can have its way even with a public blockchain like BSV, which I advocate. So you can have your data in government servers, in various ministries or wherever, and put the hash of the location of that piece of data with a timestamp on a public server. So that offers you all the benefits of a public ledger, and you have your data within the government. So this would be my answer. Thank you.
Fantastic. That's actually you clarified it correctly, and how these can be dovetailed to create a government use case as well. Thank you very much, Mallikarjun. I will. My next question, I think, will having only 10 or 11 minutes. So one last question, with 5 minutes. Yeah. So I will straight ask the last question. What do you see the future of Web3 or blockchain from the industry point of view, the user point of view, in next 5 or say if we have a horizon of 2030, somebody was talking. So what do you think, where, what should be the potential, starting with Dr. Nikhil? Akhil.
So thank you. So if you look at the web, as I said, okay, let me give you a slide example. I will short time. When the PCs were coming in, so IBM was the topmost one, and they said supercomputers is going to be the big thing. And 10 years down the line, Microsoft came in with the personal computer, and that became a big thing. Same goes to the internet. Internet, everybody thought email will be the big thing, and somehow 6 years down the line, search engine became the big thing. Okay, so as I said in the first question as well, that the Web3 has a huge potential in the technology part of it. But I really feel that the quote which you talk about, decentralization, will be more technical layer stuff, not on the society level. There will be more products which are coming in, which will be more important than decentralization, which is going to come in the next 10 years, which will help in terms of, traceability, tracking it, transparency of it. Public project, I would say the major, I mean, I still don't see a major contribution of blockchain coming in the public sector, because data, stakeholder management, there are many entities coming in, SPVs coming, handling the finances, which all can be taken care of by the blockchain. And it's a huge $500-600 billion industry. And that is where I really feel Web3 has to move into it. Medical, I mean, how to try the medical records and all those things. So, but I would really say that rather, the world of decentralization, I really feel that may not be the main thing. You will still have 1 or 2 big players coming in, because that's the history, that 2-3 main players are going to lead the way and they're going to make the changes. That's how it is. So I mean, that may not be the main thing, but yes, the function of blockchain is going to make the big products in the next 10 years down the line. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Akhil. I mean, what you're saying, and another use case you dwelled upon is the PSU or the other government sector. Yeah, of course, there is a big potential over there. Coming to Parimal, what do you think, what is going to be the future ecosystem of blockchain in next, say, by 2030, 5 to 8 years?
So what I feel right now, what is happening in blockchain, people are looking for Eureka moment. They don't understand Eureka. You don't look for Eureka moment, it just happens. And the one thing that I think blockchain identity management is one thing, that's my, again, personal thing, that will just change the whole landscape. I will just give you an example. US is a country of 335 million people. And just last year, $54 billion losses they experienced just because of identity theft. In India, 30% people's identity has been reused. They don't know. Like in hacking, people say that 90% of the people have been hacked. They never knew that they had been hacked, because they never experienced, they never received an email. Every people here are having 50 emails. So they think, okay, on my current email, nothing came. It does not mean that you didn't get hacked. So yes, my thing is, don't look for the Eureka moment. And of course, Archimedes never looked for it. It simply happened with them. So identity management is one thing that I think that is a very, very big problem. And once it gets sorted, I think the whole landscape of the blockchain will get changed.
Very nice.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. That's fantastic thing, that identity management is going to be the next big change. And it's some Eureka, I mean, suddenly it may happen. Let's wait for that, and that's good. What will be your take, Mr. Nikhil, if you want to say how is the ecosystem going to develop in next 5 years?
I think it's going to be beautiful. I think along with the world saying it, I don't matter to this, and I'm a drop in the ocean, but it definitely in the next 5, 7, 8, 10 years is going to be the base operating system for a lot of things we do. Well, just to inform everybody, we are on paper with the Indian Army. We creating solutions for them on fleet management and man management. We are deeply engaged with corporates. Just recently we've been ideating something for the Indian Sports Ministry. So there is an element of interest which we are trying to cater to, and there are more stalwarts in the room and in India who are probably taking bigger, better steps. There is definite interest. It's probably in the piloting and on the surface stage for now. It would probably go deeper and it will scale further off. And it's like how decentralization of data and technology. I think it's also an era of decentralization in terms of capacity. So we need to come together as an ecosystem to probably handhold each other, support each other, and make it happen. So I'm bullish. I'm surely not wasting time here, and I'm sure this at least India is going to get great benefits out of this technology.
Wonderful. That's a very positive note to Nikhil, and in fact that's what we expect is going to be the game changer. I would like to have views of Mallikarjun also. What you are thinking as your concluding remarks? What should be the things?
Thank you, sir. Well, it's said, fools rush in where angels fear to tread. So after Professor Damodaran already said that we should not dare to predict where it's going, I don't want to rush in.
Fair enough.
But yes, I mean, we don't know what will happen this decade. It's best to put our heads down and work. And then the best technology will automatically take off. You can trust the people. They will pick the best technology. And like Parimal here said, identity would be the big thing. So we are making small baby steps in that direction. We have a contract with a UK company. We are building a credentialing system for gig workers there, and collaborating with the government there and agencies authorized by the government. So yeah, finally, like Nikhil said, it's just about putting in proof of work. We put our head down, keep working, come up with better products, and hope everything works out like it always has with the internet and so on. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. So that reminds me the saying of Gita. So you just keep on working, don't look for the fruits. It will automatically come. So that's, ladies and gentlemen, that's a fantastic thing. And I hope this panel discussion might, with the experts, might have enlightened you, or some new things you might have learned. So I thank Dr. Damodaran, Nikhil, Parimal and Mallikarjun, and a special thank to Dr. Gupta and Dr. Shiv for hosting us here. Thank you very much, and all the best, ladies and gentlemen.
A group photo, sir. Before closing, a group photo, sir.
Yes.